Hey guys, Gino Zero. The hot topic of the day, as everybody knows, is the proposed gun legislation that our elected officials feel is necessary to curb violence in our country. A couple of things, in my opinion, of course, and like I say, it's not an educated opinion, and it is a humble opinion. These are just some of my observations. Laws are going to be broken by criminals because that is what criminals do. Even an all-out total ban of all firearms will still result in criminals having the ability and finding a way to obtain a firearm. Criminals and mentally unstable individuals who are intent on doing harm will find a way to obtain their tool of choice, and if that tool of choice happens to be a firearm, they will indeed have one. And the only thing that these proposed laws will do will keep law-abiding citizens from having the right and or ability to protect themselves and their family. Like it says in the title, this video is going to be a little graphic. Not graphic in the fact of any vulgar language or those kinds of things, but graphic in the fact of the scenario that I'm going to present to these politicians with hopes that somebody can explain to me their logic, because I don't understand it. I don't understand their way of thinking about why they would want to deny somebody the right or the ability to defend themselves and their family. So my scenario is a husband, a wife, and their 10-year-old daughter are on their way back to their car. Let's say on the 4th of July they went out to their local state park, lake, and watched the fireworks display. And they chose a secluded area because of the better views and the more peaceful and not so many people around. So they've watched the fireworks display, and they're on their way back to their vehicle. Now, the mother and the father and the daughter could be anybody. They could be the most impoverished family in the country, or they could be the most affluent family in the country that lives in a gated community. Either way, it's a hypothetical. But things like this have happened and will continue to happen, unfortunately. There are individuals who are unstable. There are individuals who enjoy causing harm on other people. So mother, father, and daughter are on their way back to their vehicle. Father notices a man who is walking towards them on the other side of the road, and he notices that this man is reaching into his waistband and pulling out something that would appear to be a firearm. As the man gets closer, the father realizes that it is in fact a firearm, and the bad guy, as we'll call him, shows the firearm to the father and then shoots the father in the chest. Father falls to the ground and is pretty much helpless from the wound that he has just received. Father at that time now begins to watch everything unfold in front of him. The wife and the daughter, who are in shock from just witnessing their husband and father being shot and falling to the ground, fail to react in any sort of meaningful way right away because they are in shock. Mother, once she realizes what is going on, tries to defend herself and her daughter, and is savagely beaten right in front of the daughter and the father, who at this point is still alive. His wound is fatal and he is dying, and therefore does not have the strength to stand back up and put up any sort of a fight. Daughter, who is also in shock because she's only 10 years old, and now she's watching her mother be savagely beaten about the chest and the head area, and mother will also later die from her injuries. The father on the ground is watching all this, and as the wife is now laying next to him on the ground severely beaten and bleeding and dying from her injuries. This bad guy decides that he is in the mood to do a little bit of raping, but he's not going to rape the mother. So the father, who is now laying on the ground dying from his gunshot wound, has to watch this man savagely beat and rape his 10-year-old daughter without being able to do anything about it, because he is a law-abiding citizen and he has disarmed himself according to the laws of our land. The 10-year-old daughter does not die from her injuries, but as everybody would probably understand, she is forever changed, and tragically she will not be the same ever again. Mother and father pass away, and that is the scenario that I present. I fail to understand anyone who says to me that that father or that mother does not have the right and should not have the ability to defend themselves from that bad guy. I don't see that logic. Had the father or the mother had a firearm themselves, they could have recognized the clear and present danger that this individual bad guy posed to them, reacted accordingly, retrieved their weapon, and saved themselves, and more importantly saved their daughter from this experience that she was forced to go through. Now, I have said that this situation is hypothetical, but this very situation has happened in the past, and it will happen again in the future, because there are individuals in our society who are demented and mentally unstable, or just sociopathic or psychopathic, and enjoy those kind of things. I don't understand when somebody tells me that that father and that mother should not have the right and should not have the ability to defend themselves against those kind of individuals. In my opinion, if they have been trained with their firearm and they are licensed to carry that firearm, and just the simple fact that they are parents and human beings should afford them the right and the abilities to defend themselves against people like that who are in our society, because no matter what laws are passed, those bad guys are going to continue to exist, and they are going to continue to want to prey upon the general population. This is an undebatable fact, and it will continue to happen. So I would like for somebody to explain to me why they feel that that father and that mother in our scenario should not have the ability to defend themselves against that particular person. Why they should lay there and die an agonizing death while they're watching their 10-year-old daughter be raped and tortured, and why these laws that are being proposed are so much better and would make the world such a great place and such a better place, because law-abiding citizens will disarm themselves, because if they don't, then they themselves will become criminals. I don't understand the purpose of these laws. These laws will do nothing more than criminalize a huge majority of our population immediately upon passing, and it's not something that will work. Their war on drugs and their war on terror are not going as well as what they had hoped whenever they declared them. So therefore, a war on guns would probably have the same sort of outcome as their war on drugs did, which is no effect whatsoever. And the only thing that they will accomplish is criminalizing a great majority of the population for non-compliance. I do not understand why there will be people who leave comments on this video saying that that father and that mother, though it was a tragic situation, did not have the right to have with them a firearm for means of protection and for protecting their daughter from this horrible individual and this horrible circumstance that took place with them. So that is my scenario, and that is my question. I'm not trying to discount anybody's opinions. I am not trying to say that my opinion is the correct opinion or is better than anybody else's opinion. I'm simply trying to understand their logic as far as denying people the ability to protect themselves from that very kind of situation, because, like I say, that exact situation has happened, and it will unfortunately continue to happen in the future. So, there you have it. I got a little worked up, and I apologize, about the graphic nature of the scenario, but we need to consider these things that happen, because they do happen. And that is the reason why we should all enjoy our God-given right to self-defense and self-protection and protection of our family and protection for those people, such as children, who cannot defend themselves simply due to lack of physical strength or whatever. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Feel free to leave me your opinions. We need to really stop and think about what they are proposing and what they are trying to accomplish with these proposals and these bills that they're trying to implement. What are they really trying to accomplish? What is it that they are trying to tell us as a nation and as a population? And that is something that everybody will have to determine on their own within themselves. But that's my 2 cents, and that's my question to these elected individuals who feel like we do not have the right to defend ourselves. I would like for them very much to watch this video and give me their reasons. Don't think it will happen, but that's my hope. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. God bless in the end. Buzz, buzz, the end.